Hello, we're back. More courses to rate. The courses must be ranked. This is Squadaloo here, back with the ongoing adventures here of trying to rate every single course in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. For the love of God, let's actually quickly try and go through this. Last episode, we had quite a few entries near the top of the list, I feel, and a few near the bottom. Currently, rounding out the top 10, we have Mount Wario at number 1, DS Wario Stadium at number 2, Koopa Cape at number 3, 3DS Rainbow Road number 4, 3DS Neo Bowser City at number 5, Super Bell Subway at number 6, Bowser's Castle number 7, 3DS DK Jungle number 8, Wii Rainbow Road number 9, and Dragon Driftway rounding it out at number 10. I'll go the bottom 5 here. SNES Rainbow Road, I suspect, will not remain in the bottom 5 because it's not that bad, it's just kind of plain. GCN Dry Desert, Toad's Turn, N64 Toad's Turnpike, GCN Baby Park, and then at the very bottom we have Sky High Sundae. Currently leading the Cup rankings, we have the Moon Cup, but really it's only had one course, so that's probably why Egg Cup has had 2 of its best courses. Bell Cup also near the top. Star also doing pretty damn well for itself, and to absolutely no one's surprise right now, the Golden Dash Cup is in last place. Over in the games section, the Wii U is currently leading in terms of games. Obviously, we still got more courses to rate. DS is actually surprisingly ahead. It had some really good adaptations in this game, and some not so good adaptations, I guess. And then Wii is currently in third, 3DS in fourth. N64 has basically had all of its worst courses, unfortunately, drawn, which is why it's currently sitting in last. I suspect that will change, but who knows. Super Nintendo just above it. Over here, Vanilla and Booster surprisingly close in average rank, but Vanilla is leading, which is what I will suspect will happen through the rest, but who knows. Let's go to the wheel. At least I've made it only 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes this time. Also, I was attacked by a spider in the last episode. I forgot to talk if I mentioned that. Merry Mountain is where we start. Merry Mountain. I don't know where this is going to rank. Probably would rank higher if it were actually... I mean, I guess it's November, so I guess you could argue it's Christmas time, but it doesn't really feel like it yet. So let's go over to the game. Let's play some Merry Mountain. Speaking of the Moon Cup having only had one course so far, we're finally getting another one. And honestly, I kind of forgot that this course existed. It's good. I like it. It's not amazing. It's pretty simple layout. It's my gut feeling. I feel like it'll probably rate pretty near the middle of the pack, if on maybe the lower end of the middle of the pack. But we got to do the science here. We got to race the race. Visually, I think this course is pretty good. It's probably up there with, yeah, I'd say it's up there with Squeaky Clean Sprint as probably the best looking because Yoshi's Island still has a little bit of plasticness to it, I feel like, in some spots, whereas this course doesn't really give off that vibe to me as much. I love that turn back there. You can cut a ton of the turn off with a mushroom. It seems like a lot of people just don't do that for some reason. This downhill section maybe goes on a little bit too long, but it's fine. This is kind of one of those where it's like, it's good, and I don't really have any major complaints, but it's like Mushroom Cup good, which is to say, actually, now that I'm looking at the layout of this course, I'd say this course reminds me a ton of Daisy Hills, and I didn't really think about that until just now. Because of the slick road here, I'd say it's harder than that. This exchange is actually sometimes pretty hard. Very hard, honestly, in 200cc, but we're ranking based on 150. But yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time with this. Not having an amazing time, but I'm having a good time, I'd say. It gives nice festive vibes. I guess you could say this is now one of the most Christmassy courses of all time, probably taking away from Frosty Village in Diddy Kong Racing. Although, man, I love the music in that course. Not that this music isn't bad. This music's good. It's just not quite the... doesn't quite give the nice vibes that Frosty Village does. I feel like the half pipe up at the top there seems just way too out of the way, especially since it's really only there so you can get double item boxes, and it doesn't matter because there's spinning item boxes where you can already pretty much get double items, so why not take the inside of the turn? But yeah, I mean, Merry Mountain. It's a fun, albeit a little simple course. I realized that I didn't take the upper route that Wario is taking right now the whole time. I don't really know why. For some reason, I always just take the bottom route, and that's weird because I think that's slower. And that top route is more fun. I don't know. Sometimes I make weird decisions in this game. I do that a lot, actually, in... I mean, I'll talk about it, I guess, when we get there, but I do it a lot in Toad Harbor. For some reason, I take the bottom route at the split path. Actually, there's a few weird paths I take. Now, let's not talk about that right now. Let's rank Merry Mountain. Where does Merry Mountain rank? I'd take Merry Mountain over... Sydney Sprint. Well, would I? I'd take it over Ninja Hideaway. I'd take it over TikTok Clock. I'd take it over Sydney Sprint. I feel like Boo Lake should move up one. Maybe I'll second guess that later, because this particular combo right here feels backward. But we'll see. That's for another thing. Although it is kind of bothering me right now because I don't. Do I like? No, I think I like Merry Mountain more than Boo Lake. Even if it's more simple, I like. There's something to be said for visual presentation, and I get nice vibes racing down the mountainside, even if it's not the most engaging course. I'd take it over Sydney Sprint. I think. Would I? Sure. I think it's I feel like it's very similar in quality to Animal Crossing. I think this is going to be our new number 42. I think that's where this is going to land. New number 42, Merry Mountain. Again, not a bad course. It's more just simple. It's not trying to be anything ambitious. And that's perfectly fine. It just means it's not going to rate as high. It's kind of what this corridor, this particularly Boo Lake and Merry Mountain are kind of in that same boat, where it's like my notes are that they are perfectly fine for exactly what they are. I might have to reevaluate. I might have to reevaluate Boo Lake. I feel like that might be too low. Oh no. Boo Lake's the new Los Angeles Laps. That's all I'm going to talk about now. Okay, I need to start having a running tally on the side of the courses that I'm absolutely definitely going to double check at the end of this process, because right now it's Los Angeles Laps and Boo Lake. Because Boo Lake is pretty fun. I just wish it had a little bit more going on. But we're not talking about Boo Lake. We're talking about Merry Mountain. And we're actually done talking about Merry Mountain, so we're going back to the wheel. Still on Spider Watch, by the way, here. Speaking of mountains, looks like we're staying in the mountains. We're going to Choco Mountain. Finally, the N64 gets a course that isn't land. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on your personal preference. I'd say that this is okay. I'd say this is about as good as I would expect a Choco Mountain to be in this game, maybe. we'll take a look at the visuals again, because I feel like for some reason, I know it's got that same. I guess they made it. Maybe they made it a little bit more textured. I feel like this visually doesn't bother me as much as a lot of the other early Booster Pass courses did. I think this course looks okay. Not amazing. The music remix is amazing, but I think this course is a pretty fun layout. I think finally the Golden Dash Cup's going to go up a little bit here. Is it the greatest course in the world? No. But it's pretty fun. But, I like the falling rocks. I like that there's indications. I like the tight turn going around there. It's very nice to try and hug the inside of the turn as much as you can, while also dodging the falling rocks. Yeah, honestly, the more I'm playing this, the more I'm enjoying it. In my head, the more higher I think this is going than it may have originally gone otherwise. I can already tell you I like this more than Merry Mountain, but I think they did a nice. This one, I mean, obviously this was made for Tour. It's clearly still made for Tour, but I think they went more all out on this. Even if you compare it to, say, probably gonna say it wrong because I'm always never sure how to actually say Frappe Snowland. Is it Frappe or Frappe Snowland? Like that one was it's still very much like the original course, not a ton changed. I feel like they changed the right amount on this course from the original. They changed the worst part of the original course into the cave section, so it's much more memorable. Like, honestly, if they had brought this course into base Mario Kart 8, the visuals would look different. I feel like the layout would be roughly the same. I don't think they would even have tried to add much, like, gravity or anything. I think the layout is perfectly fine as is. It's got, like, roller coastery hills. It adds trick ramps and glide ramps in all the right spots. It's a solid remake of Choco Mountain. It's the best Choco Mountain's ever been. I guess you could argue, if you're a type of purist, I guess you could argue that's not true because you can't fall off on the left side and have to backtrack. But at that point, I feel like that's way too cruel for a game with online play. And so I'm glad they have a fence there. So Choco Mountain. Not sure where this one's going to go, but I like it. I do like it more than Merry Mountain. I like it more than Animal Crossing. I think that's about it, honestly. I think SNES Bowser Castle 3. Is it? That's about the quality range I'm thinking. Because my gut says these are better. I don't know whether I like Bowser Castle 3 more. Bowser Castle 3 is a much simpler layout, but it's also much better paced. And God, you know I love my pacing. Choco Mountain, a little more going on. Bowser's Castle 3. Bowser's Castle 3 is a pretty cool remake, isn't it? I know some people may be upset by where it is on here because some people really love that course. I'm pretty comfortable saying Bowser Castle 3 is better than N64 Choco Mountain. That means N64 Choco Mountain, kind of funny that we're still right in that range. N64 Choco Mountain, our new number 41 over Animal Crossing. Yeah. Happy with that. I think. Maybe. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. It's a pretty middle of the road course, and that's about middle of the road. Middle of the road for this game. Middle of the road for this game. I feel I should clarify. Middle of the road for this game is pretty damn good. Okay? Like, when I say a course is middle of the road, because I know mid-tier, I just felt something weird. Now I think it's the spider, but I think it may have been a string instead. Middle of the road for this game is, like, really good. It really is. Like, I feel like Piranha Plant Cove, if it were in any other game, I'd like it a lot more. Stuff like that. Like, Twisted Mansion would be a phenomenal DS track. And it's still only sitting at 32 here, so don't get me wrong when I say something is middle of the road in this game. It just means it's got stiff competition, and it's about to get more competition because we're going back to the wheel. The wheel ever decreasing in size. Oh boy, I've kind of been waiting. Well, okay. I've been waiting to talk about this one. Tour London Loop. I don't want to talk too much shit yet. We'll see where it ranks. Alright, so, London Loop. My gut feeling is this. London Loop is basically everything wrong with the city track in this game. It's just driving through city streets. It does nothing ambitious. It's way too long for its own good. It's not the worst layout in the world. It's just like eating... It's like unbuttered bread. The course. To me, I don't know. I think not helping its case was it came out in the same wave as Berlin, and it reminds me a lot of Berlin, but I also think Berlin is better in every single way. But like, man, there's just, like, I've had no real opportunity to drift now for like the last fucking 15 seconds going that route. I guess I could have purposely driven a little bit more squirrely so that I could. Honestly, this is even worse than I remember it. Now that I'm driving it, I thought it was going to be better than I remember it. Yeah, I kind of knew that this one was not going to rate well. And I'm getting that feeling more. I do really, really like... this is such a silly, stupid thing. I really, really like that they kind of gave this course a story. Where it's like, first lap, it's just the city. It's like your setup, you're establishing the setting. Second lap, you see the chomps. I guess you do see a chomp in the first lap, but near the end. Final lap, the chomps have broken loose. They're taking over the city. They're charging down the tanks. I like that. But when the best thing that I have to say about the course is a chomp that runs around in the background during one sequence, you've done something wrong. And also, like, the chomp being free here doesn't really add a ton. I guess it gets a little bit into the path, but usually if you're not getting hit like items like I did, it doesn't add much. And then there's somebody posted this video online, and I can never not see it, where they just posted a video of this stretch, and they just said, exciting gameplay. My finger is not on the control stick. Okay, I did have to tap it a little bit. Yeah. This course ain't great. And it's just way too fucking long. And honestly, even in Tour, I thought the exact same kind of shit about this course. I just feel like when somebody says they don't like the city courses in this game, this is the course they don't like in my head. Because this is the course that has the least amount to really like. I don't know where this is going to rank. It's weird. And let me tell you why it's weird. It's probably a better layout than... I might like this less than Paris. Because Paris is very... Let's go to the board. I might be wrong on that, but I think this might be the worst city track of this game. Um, I'd rather race on London Loop than Rock Mountain. Did I write Paris too low? Would I rather race on Calamari Desert? Yes. Yes, I would, because Calamari Desert, as bland as it is, you don't just drive forward and not touch the control stick for nearly as long as you do in London Loop. London Loop is unbuttered bread. I think I like Paris Promenade more. And I think Paris Promenade is actually a more engaging track. It's simpler, but I think I like Donut Plains 3 more. Honestly. Normally I'm not a fan of simple tracks, but Donut Plains 3 has more going on. Yeah, I think that's right. I would still rather take London Loop over Rock Mountain. Tour London Loop is our new number 60. My apologies to the people of London. Your track sucks. I mean, I guess it kind of sucks. I was gonna say it doesn't suck, but it kind of sucks. Let's be real here. It's pretty goddamn boring. It really is like everything I don't like about these just bland European city tracks, or the blandest part of like the European city tracks. Because at least Paris Promenade, you like go into oncoming traffic. I like the music more in Paris Promenade. The more I'm talking about this, the more I'm pretty goddamn confident in exactly where this went. Yeah. I wouldn't have bet that before I started, but playing that just now. It's because I always knew that stretch in the third lap was a long straightaway, but it was that stretch in the first lap where I went past the double-decker buses, where my brain just went like, oh, this is not good, is it? Actually, the more I'm looking at this, the more I might think Rock Mountain is better. Nah, I'll still give it to London Loop. There's a little bit of fun there. A little bit more fun. I think. Maybe. Those could go either way, so I'm just going to leave it as is and return to the wheel and spin it again. I believe, folks, if the math is correct, this marks the final SNES track, SNES Mario Circuit 3. Let's see where this one ranks. I know people don't like this track, with pretty good reason. I think it's probably going to rate maybe a little higher than people expect, but not by much. Because, I mean, I don't even know if there's a point in showing you all 3 laps of this course, because, like, I can get it out in 1 lap. Drifting is fun. Drifting is fun. There's some interesting turns on this course. I like the really sharp turn in the middle. It's just, it's flat. It's completely flat. And there's no tricking whatsoever. Actually, I do like drifting, though. I do think this is going to go a little higher than I originally thought it was. Because my gut is telling me right now that I'm enjoying this more than I just enjoyed London Loop. Normally I don't try and rank these as I'm going, but that's what my gut is telling me right now. Because, like, maybe London Loop was just so boring that like my brain is looking for any stimulation, and the fact that like I have to turn the fucking car is like mind-blowing now. Yeah, I mean these are fun sets of turns. Like, yes, there's more they could have done with this, but I still wish they had picked Mario Circuit 2 more, because to me Mario Circuit 2 is the best Super Nintendo Mario Circuit course because it has a jump. And as a kid, when this was the only Mario Kart game, that was the single coolest thing that any of these courses did in that game. And I also think it's got a decent layout, Mario Circuit 2. Maybe not quite as engaging with drifts, but I think it has a little more variety to it. Yeah, I think this is going to... It's not going to go high, but I think it's going to go quite a bit higher than I think people thought. Than I think I was considering putting it. I think it's a pretty fun layout, all things considered. It's flat. And there's no tricking. But I'm not sure it needed a ton of tricking, honestly, or anything. I'm not sure it really needed. The anti-gravity section would have been nice, but I think my problem with an anti-gravity section on that course is it would have really just felt, where do you put it? You would probably put it in the really tight turn in the middle of the course, and then you would effectively have just made GBA Mario Circuit again, in terms of its anti-gravity section. Let's look at the board. I don't know where this is going to go. I think I like it more than Calamari Desert, honestly. Well, hold on. Let me look here. I like it more than London Loop. I think I like it more than Donut Plains 3. Which I know is probably sacrilege, because I would say Donut Plains 3 is a much better remake of Donut Plains 3 than that is a remake of Mario Circuit 3, but I also think Mario Circuit 3's layout is better than Donut Plains 3, and so not as much needed to be done to it. Did I say I'd rather race on Mario Circuit 3 than Calamari Desert? Not 100% sure I agree with that now, if I did say that. I think I would rather race in N64 Rainbow Road. I think I would rather race in the Mushroom Gorge. So we're looking more around Paris Promenade and Calamari Desert, which feels like it's been... I guess we were only just talking about them just now, but I felt like we were talking about them earlier, too. I mean, I just now was in with London Loop. Mario Circuit 3, I think I would take it over Donut Plains 3. I think I would take it over Paris Promenade. I think I would take it over Calamari Desert. That's close. That's real close in my mind. Again, two courses I don't think I... It's funny because they're in the same cup, but they're two courses I never really would have compared. You know, I'm looking up at the TV screen right now, and I'm looking at the Turnip Cup, and literally those two are right next to each other, and my gut immediately said that I would rather... If those two courses appeared on my screen side by side, my brain would go Mario Circuit 3. So I think Mario Circuit 3 is our new number 57. Maybe a little higher than I thought it would go, but I think that's just more the strength of the course design itself. It's just a little bland, is all. Mario Circuit 3. Congratulations, new number 57. I believe that completes the SNES saga, and it's already at the bottom. And I'm pretty sure all of the worst tracks, for the most part, of all of these games are already out of the way, except for one. That might be true. Actually, no. We'll see. I might just be completely talking out my ass here. I'm probably forgetting stuff. The fact that these two are tied after everything that they've gone through is pretty bizarre, honestly. But N64 is definitely going to pull away here because it's got at least one that's should really help. And I think you know what that one is. But let's spin the wheel. Okay, Squeaky Clean Sprint. Tell you right now, I don't have any clue where this is going to go. But I think it's going to go high. This might be one that's going to benefit from recency bias. So I'll just have to think about it critically, but I think I like it more than Yoshi's Island. But it's about in the same range, and that's where my gut says. I will say I think the music elevates this track quite a bit. I think this track does a great job of taking a layout that is simple on paper, but making it engaging the whole way through. Because there's a lot of straightaways and a lot of tricking, but, like, it does interesting shit with that. Like, I love coming off of here and knowing, like, you gotta go left to land on the sponges. This is neat. This whole set piece is adorable. Heading down into the tubes. The poor people who lost their wedding. They lost their wedding ring. This course is neat. It's making me smile. What the fuck? What? Just... what? Anybody see that red shell? I mean, I've seen red shells miss before, but I've never seen them do whatever the fuck that was. I will say one thing I'm really bad at in this course. I don't know what route at the beginning is correct. But anyways, tricking off the bath bombs or going on the sponge. Either way, you're having a good time. The music, great. The more I'm playing this, the more I think, God, the higher it's going to go. I think this is better than Yoshi's Island, probably. It's just a silly little course. And I love the visuals. I think this is so good looking. And this is neat. Tricking off of that and taking an upper route, that feels really unique. And then you got like all these side routes, and I have zero clue which of them is actually correct. But like, look at this weird shit. That mushroom's weird though. I don't like that mushroom. It feels like a weird thing to have in the middle of a bathroom. Oh, fuck. But like this is the way you do a straight section. Because there's like a lot of straight here, but there's so many like different surfaces to trick off of and shit. And the music, people. The music's real good. This fan portion, give or take. Kind of feels pointless to go too far on the outside, but I think this is a really, really good course. And I smile when it comes up online. So, let's see where it rates. It's gonna be pretty high. Alright, let's go to the board. Okay. I like it more than Bone Dry Dunes. I like it more than Hyrule Circuit. I like it more than Mute City. I like it more than Yoshi's Island. It's got more variety than Dragon Driftway. I think I like it more than Wii Rainbow Road. It's going a lot higher than I thought it would. I think I like it more than DK Jungle. Yeah, yeah, I do. I like it more than DK Jungle. This is gonna go. I didn't think I liked this course as much as I think I actually do. I think I like it more than Bowser's Castle. This might be recency bias talking, but that made me happy playing it. And I think it made me happy in a way Super Bell Subway did not. I think it's going to go higher than Super Bell Subway. Squeaky Clean Sprint versus Neo Bowser City. And it is such a such a fucking difficult problem, and here's why. Because they are both extremely good at extremely the opposite thing. Because usually I can compare the two based on similar attributes. Neo Bowser City is entirely about technical turns. Squeaky Clean Sprint is entirely about, like, fun gimmicks and shit. And silly visuals and just, like, it's got really good pacing. They both have really good pacing. I think Squeaky Clean Sprint has better pacing. I think 3DS Rainbow Road is better than Squeaky Clean Sprint. Right? Wii Koopa Cape is. Wii Koopa Cape definitely is. I know that's not a popular opinion, especially in this game, but I think so. Rainbow Road's better. In my brain, I've just pictured on the screen, once again, the face of Neo Bowser City and that little duck. And my brain keeps gravitating towards the face of Neo Bowser City. I think Squeaky Clean Sprint is our new number 6. That is real fucking close, though. That is really close. Ask me tomorrow, and I will probably tell you the opposite. Also, I know this is probably not the most engaging video content. I'll tell you right now, I intend for you to be watching this on a second monitor while you do something else. So I apologize for the long periods of silence while my brain tries to rack my head around these weird ass comparisons. But Squeaky Clean Sprint is our new number 6. That almost felt like a DK Jungle style run, where as I was playing that level, I'm like, you know what? This level is a goddamn good ass level, isn't it? Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty fair assessment there. I believe that is what's going to take the tour non-city over the... Well, there's still some tour cities left here, so that could go... That could still go either way. I think... Was that the last... I think that may have been the last tour non-city course, right? Just glancing through here. I believe that is correct. I believe that is it for the new... So we've had 2 of these categories finally get done. I suppose it had to happen sooner or later. Whatever, let's go back to the wheel and keep going here. Squeaky Clean Sprint really shaking up the top of the board there. I'll tell you right now what's not going to shake up the top of the board. It's GCN DK Mountain. DK Mountain is an all-time classic in Double Dash. I think it's very good in Wii. I think they fucked this one up in this game, which is a very rare miss for how I usually feel about this game. It's hard to articulate why. Well, first of all, I honestly thought that this was a bad choice to bring back because, like, DK Summit is already a blast into the distance and drive your way back course. Sweet Sweet Canyon is a blast your way into the distance and drive your way back course. Mount Wario is a god tier race down a mountain course. I felt like even though Dino Dino Jungle is not as good of a course overall in its original form, I feel like it was still probably a better course for diversity in this game. But I think my big problem with this course, first of all, it's kind of, I feel like it kind of sucks with inside drift bikes. Let me go ahead and try this. I'm really bad at it. I'm really bad. I feel like that turn is very difficult with an inside drift bike to do that shortcut. I appreciate that you can do it. I just am not good at it. It's probably way easier with a normal vehicle. You could do that, which is nice, but I hate the visuals of this. I really do. I think it's kind of ugly. Even for a last wave course, usually they get better over time, but I like what they did at the mountaintop. I like the super angry thing. This mountain, like, I think this texture makes the fucking rocks look ugly. These ramps, like, they didn't even try to make them look like they weren't just, like, squeezed in. That's something I would do in one of my tracks. It's not something Nintendo would normally do. And I think just, it's a lot of just going back and forth, which is kind of fun, but it's, I guess it's kind of neat. Maybe this is a course that I just need more time on. But I just think, like, and also I think one of my problems is this road is so, this road needs to be this wide at the bottom of the mountain because, like, that's just how the turns work in these cars. But it's like they had to rip out all of the trees to do it, so you don't even get the, like, sense that you're racing down the mountain and into the tree line like you did with the original. It kind of just feels like you're racing through a dirt path at the end of the fucking race course. I don't know. It's like the road is way too wide, but also not big enough, and just feels weird. This course just feels weird. This course does not feel official to me. It just, I don't think they got DK Mountain right. I just don't think they did in this game. Now, this is definitely one where, obviously, if I were rating these down the line, maybe I'd change my opinion. Maybe I just don't. Like, I just have to fucking slam on the brakes, even in 150cc on that turn with this bike, in a way that feels like, it doesn't feel like the turn was designed to be that hard. It just feels like that's the size it was in Tour, and we ported it over. It's not like Neo Bowser City, where Neo Bowser City feels like a deliberate, difficult turn. I don't really like the cars in this game. I think this might... we'll see where this goes. It's not... I think I've probably made it sound worse than it actually is. But we'll go to the board. I do think I probably made it sound a lot worse than it actually is, because I think I'd still take it over Rainbow Road. I think I'd still take it over Mushroom Gorge. I think I'd still take it over Sunset Wild. I'd take Mario Circuit over it. I'd definitely take Wii Wario's Gold Mine over it. I'd take Cheeseland over it. I think that GCN DK Mountain is our new number 55. That's probably going to be a huge blow to some people who I think love that course, but I just... Maybe I need a lot more time on that course. It's entirely... I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to tell you right now. It's possible. Mad because bad. But... regardless of the reason, mad. I mean, really, this is still not a bad range of courses. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a bad course. It's just, it just smells funky in this game in a way that it didn't in the Wii, and in a way it didn't in the GameCube. It just, I don't know. I felt like it was a bad choice to bring back, and I feel like it's a bad port. That's my 2 cents. Maybe I'd like it a lot more if I were in an outside drift vehicle. I think it probably plays a lot better. You could probably hit the shroomless shortcut way more, so you'd probably like it for that reason. Which, fair. Perfectly fair. Perfectly fair and valid reason to like that course more than I do. But that will be that for that course, and we will move right on to whatever the hell is next. Boy, that is by the slimmest of rolls. BS Peach Gardens is next. My gut opinion of this course is it's fine. Which has pretty much been my opinion of Peach Gardens throughout its entire history. It's fine. I don't know how high it's fine rates in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I talked about it a little bit earlier when I was talking about Paris Promenade. I actually feel like Paris Promenade pulled off the whole start going backward thing a lot better than this course does, because Paris Promenade, there's very little time between the turnaround time is much quicker, so you're more likely to be driving in oncoming traffic, whereas here it just feels like they realized that this course needed a little bit of something, so they tried to give it a little bit of something. But at the same time, the problem with this course is they also made all the flower beds inconsequential, because those used to be shortcuts, because they actually got in the way of your driving line, and they kind of just don't now. It's a pleasant drive. I'd say my favorite part of this course by far. I guess I am still glad that they make you go around the final lap the opposite way, because I love giving Luigi a high five as you drive through. As you absolutely must do unless you're a monster. I like that. I like drifting back and forth there. Pretty fun. It just feels like, I don't know. If I were to bring back... It felt like some of the DS courses they chose, it's not even that they were bad choices, it's more just like, really? Airship Fortress is right there, people. You're not gonna pick Airship Fortress? You're not gonna bring back Bowser's Castle? You're not gonna bring back Luigi's Mansion? You're gonna bring back Peach Gardens? And don't get me wrong, I actually like DS Mario Circuit. We'll get to that eventually here. But not over the two courses. Well, in DS, maybe I like Mario Circuit more than I actually like Luigi's Mansion. I just think Luigi's Mansion would have made for better variety. But we're not rating DS courses. We're rating Mario Kart 8 courses. Here we go. Best part of the course. Boom, there we go. We've given Luigi his high five. But yeah, I mean, this course is fine. It's all it is. It's fine. I feel like some people really love this course, and I don't really know why. There's a reason. There's a reason when I went on my Mount Wario rant, I deliberately chose DS Peach Gardens when I said but I think that course is fine. Well, what about DS Peach Gardens? And that's because this is the fucking middest of mid. Even though again, mid. This is actually when somebody uses mid as an insult. This is using mid as an insult, I feel like, because Peach Garden is mid. Not mid for this game. Well, we'll see. Let's rate it. Let's see exactly where it goes, shall we? I think I'd rather play Tick-Tock Clock. I think I'd rather play Bootleg. I think I'd rather play Ninja Hideaway. I think I'd rather play Warriors Goldmine. And GBA Mario Circuit. Would I rather play Mario's Goldmine? I'd rather play DS Peach Gardens than Mario Circuit. So we're looking in that range. I'm starting to walk this back a little. Would I rather play Water Park? Water Park's pretty simple. I think I'd rather play DS Peach Gardens than Mario Circuit. I think I'd rather play it than Wario's Goldmine. I think I'd rather play it than Water Park. I don't think I would rather play Ninja Hideaway. I think it is our new number 49. I kind of had a feeling we'd be getting some lower rating ones in this episode, because I was doing the mental math on like all of my favorite courses and all of my least favorite courses based on gut, and I was starting to realize that there was going to be a lot more room at the bottom of the list for more entries at the top, probably. So yeah, DS Peach Gardens, not terrible. It's just, you know, I said that like mid is an insult. I don't know. I don't know if I really meant that. I feel like that was probably a little too harsh. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. We'll just go to the wheel and see what happens. That was kind of a hard one. It's always hard when I don't have a strong feeling about a course. Okay, Wii Moo Moo Meadows. The fuck? I'm recording this just after I had heard about the frickin' Metro UK also rated every Mario Kart 8 Deluxe course. I try not to be mean when people are rating their courses, but they rated Moo Moo Meadows as the best course in this game, and they used the phrase, "Could it be anything else?" And I guess my answer is yes, it could be anything else. It's like, I think Moo Moo Meadows is a perfectly fine course. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I think it'll do okay for itself. It's more like, I would almost be less upset if they had picked a course I hated more, because then I could say like, well, they just have the complete opposite taste. But the fact that they picked this out of the 96 courses in the game is the best, it's such a it's a course, I guess. Music and visual presentation are top-notch. It's a huge improvement over the Wii version. Cows are adorable. I think it has decent flow for a beginner course. That cow mooed and it made me happy. I forget that glide ramp off to the left exists. Or off to the right. I've also apparently forgotten what left and right are. But the best course in this game? And it's not even just them, because literally just before that I saw somebody made a tier list and this was in their S tier, and I'm just like, I mean, I guess you like cows. Huh? Playing this right now though, and I'm having a good time. I am. It's just not an amazing time. best course in the game? I can't get over that article. They said Bowser's Castle was one of the worst courses in the game because it's brown. What a fucking terrible article. But anyways, this course is fun. I really need to get over that. The setting, the change in... Normally, I'm not a fan of when they change the time of day on these courses, but I really like the time of day they chose for this course. The instrumentation on the song is severely elevated over the Wii version. I think it is a perfectly good beginner course to have chosen to bring back, and to show off sort of the graphics of your next generation console compared to the previous one. Speaking of Wii U versus Wii, not that the Wii U is the most powerhouse console of all, but let's see where it ranks, because I don't know where I'm going to put this, honestly. I'd rather play Wii Moo Moo Meadows than Paris Promenade. I'd rather play it than Rainbow Road. I think I'd rather play it than Mushroom Gorge. I think I'd rather play it than Sunset Wilds. I think I'd rather play it than Mario Kart Stadium. Well, okay, hold on. Let's tap the brakes a little bit on that statement. Because now I'm looking at Cheeseland. Because once again, Cheeseland is such a hard one to rate. Because my gut is like, but Cheeseland's so much more fun to drive. With Cheeseland, you cut out half the course if you get 2 mushrooms. I had more fun playing that than DK Mountain. I really did. I'm sorry. I like Wario's Gold Mine more. Yeah, I would have said that it was... My gut said that it was better than Water Park a little bit, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think I like Water Park more. I definitely like GBA Mario Circuit more. I like Mario Circuit more. One shortcut. All they needed to remove from Cheeseland is one shortcut. I'm not going to stop with this. You take one glider ramp off the end of that course, and it rates so much higher and makes my life so much easier to do this with. I think Moo Moo Meadows is... Oh, Mario Kart Stadium's a pretty good first track, isn't it? I think it's a little better than Mario Kart Stadium. Tiny bit better than Mario Kart Stadium. I think Wii Moo Moo Meadows is our new number 54. Fuck whoever put in that second glide ramp in Cheeseland. It makes my life a living hell trying to do this. Wii Moo Moo Meadows, number 54. Well, shit, we're already halfway through this one. Okay. Boy, that list is getting smaller and smaller, isn't it, that wheel? And it's about to get even smaller, folks. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. Tour Madrid Drive is up next. This is definitely one that I wish I had more time with before having to try and rank these. Based on first impressions, I really liked this course. I think the more I play it, the more that's sliding a little bit. I think this and Roma Vanti are very similar in quality. Is what my gut says before I race this. I think they have done a good job. Again, I talked about it a little bit in Roma Vanti. They did a good job as the DLCs went on of making these city tracks feel like there's a little bit more going on. With like just putting in more trick ramps. I think this is a great example of how to do a city track. Because, like, first of all, music. Holy shit. And this opening salvo of, like, turns feels great. And then you come out of here and then, like, quickly to the right. Past the Wiggler. It's got pretty good visual variety for a city. But what I really like about this course, yeah, I forget about this train station, or whatever the hell this is. I don't know anything about Madrid, I'm sorry. I guess this isn't a train station, I don't know why I said it was. But like the fact that, like, I love the fact that this course feels like Mario characters are taking over a city, but it still has, like, influence of the city. Like, they didn't just put whomps down. Actually, I said that, and I just realized all they did was just put whomps down at the start of this next lap. But, like, the piranha plant is bursting out of a painting. The Goombas are playing soccer. Shit like that is what I want to see more of out of these city tracks. Somebody said the Wiggler's taking a siesta, and now I can't unthink that. And I think this course has a lot better flow than some of the other city tracks. But that fucking music, man, is so good. I think one problem with this city, this is just one where it's like, this is also where I started feeling there's too many of these. There's too many of these goddamn cities. I think this last lap is maybe... If the race had just ended on that second lap, I would have told you that this was probably better than Rome Avanti. I think this last lap is starting to make me feel like it's not as good. But I do like this. I love the little stadium pit. Wait, those aren't obstacles? They just bounce off of you? I thought they were obstacles. Well, that makes me like that portion a lot less. Huh. I thought that was like a thing I was dodging. I thought I've gotten hit by that before. We need to go to the highlight reel, people. This is unprecedented. I need to reevaluate if that's actually what just happened. We're going to the full race here. We're going back in time, getting a replay. Please go faster. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm boosting. I think when I'm not boosting it, I think if you boost, it works. That's probably what happened. Okay. Whoops. No, don't do that. Make a okay. Still makes it a little less exciting than I thought it was. I thought you had to, like, dodge those while you were boosting. This is tough. Tour Madrid Drive. I like it more than Los Angeles Laps and Moonview Highway and Singapore Speedway. I like it more than DK Summit. I like it more than Sweet Sweet Canyon. I think I like it more than Shroom Ridge and Waluigi Stadium. Which brings us to the showdown. Before we began this process, I would have said that it was better than Rome Avanti. But I think after my last lap on Rome Avanti takes it. I think this is our new number 22. Those are all very similar in quality. I think that course is a lot of fun. And I don't know how much of that is the music carrying it. It's got a couple of weak spots, sure. But if you want me to design a fun romp through a city, that feels like a fun romp through a city. Tour Madrid Drive is our new number 22. And that does bring, for now, this is a real heated battle. Whether or not the non-city tour courses are better than the tour city courses. If you had blindfolded me before, ahead of time, I would have told you in a heartbeat the non-city ones were better, but I think my brain is forgetting just how much I hate Sky High Sunday. So that is really dragging that average down, despite the best efforts of Squeaky Clean Sprint. And Yoshi's Island, I guess. I think Yoshi's Island also falling down a little bit probably hurt my average. But who cares? Because it is time to rank another course. Talked about it a little bit earlier, but folks, we are going to DS Mario Circuit. I have zero clue where this one's going to rate, honestly. I haven't really given it much thought. My gut says it's the best Mario Circuit in this game, but my gut also says it didn't have much competition to do that. Because they basically didn't pick any of the really good Mario Circuits beyond this one. Because I think like GameCube and 7 are good. This one is good. I like this one too. Those three are probably the best. A little sad, of course, when they announced this and not Airship Fortress, but that's nothing really against this course. I think this course is fun. I think they did a good job of making its pacing a little better, because it feels like that opening section is too long in the original course, but it feels just fine here. This straightaway is long, but because there's gaps in the trees on the left, it helps it. Yeah, I think this course is neat. These turns are wicked in an inside drift bike. Like that's pretty. You really have to think about taking up the road, especially 200cc. Those are absolutely brutal. But I mean, this does everything you want a Mario Circuit to do. It doesn't do much more than that, but I'm not sure it really needs to in terms of a Mario Circuit. It's fun. It's just a nice, fun circuit course. The fact that I'm falling silent indicates that I don't really have much more to say about it, which is actually probably a bad thing in this case, because I feel like if it were a better course, I'd have a lot more to say, given how much praise Squeaky Clean Sprint got out of me earlier. Straightaway's not very exciting, but again, well, I mean, there is the shortcut to the left. I like that this is a trick. Adds a little bit of something to that spot in the course. I do really like this ending with this too. It doesn't feel scaled correctly. I guess I'm kind of being, it feels a little better than DK Mountain. It's a similar problem to DK Mountain, but I feel like it's a little more intentional than DK Mountain, that those turns be kind of ridiculous at the very end of the course. Because it feels like the climax of the course. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Let's go to the rankings. I have zero clue where this is going to go. I don't even know where to begin to rate that one. I'd rather take DK Summit. I'd rather take Rosalina's Ice World. I'd say they're of a similar quality, but the theme of Rosalina's Ice World carries it more. I'd rather take Sherbet Land. I'd rather take Dolphin Shoals. I'd rather take Ribbon Road. I'd rather take Twisted Mansion. I'd rather take Bangkok Rush. I'd rather take Piranha Plant Cove. No, it's better than Piranha Plant Cove. I'd rather take Cloud Top Cruise. Cloud Top Cruise for DS Mario Circuit. My gut says DS Mario Circuit. But my gut says Twisted Mansion over DS Mario Circuit. I think DS Mario Circuit is our new number 35. Actually, that was a little easier to rate than I thought it was going to be. Pretty middle of the pack, which is... If you told me DS Mario Circuit is middle of the pack, but in the upper half of the pack, that sounds perfectly logical to me. But enough about that. Let's spin the wheel. Looks like we're staying in the circuit range, but we're going to N64 Royal Raceway. My gut says that this is definitely the best N64 course in this game. And that I really like this course. But it's been a while since I've critically looked at it, and I'm not sure I have raced it at all since the Booster Pass came out. So I feel like it may have been eclipsed in a few places. My gut says it's going to rate higher than DS Mario Circuit, though. And I'm not going to lie, nostalgia might play a little bit into that, because I do think this is one of the best courses in Mario 64. Mario Kart 64. The music, of course, excellent. This backstretch is not as exciting, but it is a lot better than it was in the N64. And then, of course, we have the jump. A little less exciting than it was in the N64, of course, because there's plenty of courses with a glider ramp, but this is still just... If you want to have a really good circuit course, this is your really good circuit course. It's got a lot of turns, and it's a lot of varied turns. A lot of, like, back and... Sometimes you're, like, slaloming. Sometimes you got heavy hairpin stuff like this. This is definitely better than DS Mario Circuit, I'm telling you that right now. I'm having a lot more fun playing this. It's got good flow. It's got better flow. Not that that last course was... I'm finding myself having a lot more good things to say about this course. Visually, it's neat. I love the like bells, obviously. Can't drive up to the castle anymore, but I mean... It's a lot more they would have had to have modeled. Nah, this is like... This is fun. It's not, like, the most fun in the world. It's just fun. I guess the longer this goes on, the more I keep doing this, where I'm, like, starting to rate it before I'm down. My gut is saying this is in a very similar spot to Shy Guy Falls. Just ballpark it. That's probably where I'm going to start rating it. Or rate maybe a little before and after that, because I want to see what else is around it. I'm a sucker for a good technical, like... I know I had just said, like, I think I had just talked about, like, limited theme of circuit courses. But I feel like when a circuit course has enough, like, I can get over that when there's enough of a good technical layout. Probably a hint as to where a certain other course will rate. I can get over the, like, not as interesting theme when the layout is as good as this is. Let's go to the rankings. So what is around Shy Guy Falls? Athens Dash, Rome Avanti, and Madrid. Ooh. It's better than Sherman Bridge. It's better than Waluigi Stadium. This stretch right here is nasty. My gut is saying it's better than Wild Woods. My gut is also saying that maybe a couple of these are too low. Nah, Wildwoods is more ambitious. Wildwoods, that ending's pretty goddamn good. I take that back. Wildwoods is better. Rainbow Road or Royal Raceway? When this game came out, I probably would have said Royal Raceway. Look, I might as well just be upfront about this. I feel like some of Royal Raceway's thunder was lost when they added GCN Yoshi's Circuit. Because that became the de facto circuit course in this game in my mind. Whereas before, it was Royal Raceway. I'd say it's better than Math and Dash. I'd say it's just more action-packed. These have more variety to them, but they also have more downtime or things I just don't like in the case of Rome Avanti's Second Lap. So I think I'm definitely in this range right here. Shy Guy Falls or Royal Raceway. Rainbow Road or Royal Raceway. I think my gut's telling me Rainbow Road is better. Yeah, Rainbow Road's better. Rainbow Road's better than Royal Raceway. Shy Guy Falls or Royal Raceway? My gut, I think, is telling me Royal Raceway. Shy Guy Falls is pretty good. Royal Raceway is better than Shy Guy Falls. Oh, that's close though. That hurts. That hurts to say. That hurts. That was a hard one. That was a hard Band-Aid to rip off. But Royal Raceway is our new number 19. Man, if you told me that that was a cup right there, I would have said that that cup is fucking awesome. And that's only at the bottom of the top 20. Oh man, this game's got some good tracks. Fuck me. Okay. Let's go back to the wheel. Wait, how many were we at? Shit. I was hoping that I forgot that the wheel would not stop. I guess we're going to Ice Outpost. I guess we got 5 left in this episode. Okay. Now 4. Ice Outpost is the single most forgettable track in all of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before they added the booster pack. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's forgettable. Yeah, it's not bad, it's kind of just forgettable. I think one of my problems, this course suffers from Mount Wario being in this game because it's a DLC course and you're like, it's another ice track. It's like, fucking why? Why are you making a new ice track? You made the ice track. You made the greatest track of all time, an ice-themed track. But I also think this is one of those courses where if I were to re-rate this in 200cc, this course would skyrocket. I think this course is a ton of fun in 200cc. I think it's just kind of meh in 150. It does have the shortcuts that I rarely take because, again, I am a chicken shit little bitch. I just feel like they are not super... I don't know why I don't take that path on the left, honestly. Path on the right, I understand why, because I'm in a vehicle that doesn't have very good traction. And so it can be a pain in the ass to hit. I think I'm an idiot. guys, I think I'm an idiot. I also never take that. There's a lot of things in this course that I kind of just forget exists, huh? Also, I gotta say, this music to me is like super Mega Man 7-ish. Doesn't feel like Mario Kart. I like it. I do. But like, this turn is... Well, I guess I was going to make it. It's kind of hard to say now. This just, if you put this in like the Mega Man 7 sound font, I feel like it would sound right. Boy, I'm just shitting the bed here. I love that turnaround. I think that turnaround's really awesome. I really need to take some of these side routes to kind of remind myself of them. This course just feels... This course feels like it was made for 200cc. When you play this course in 200cc, it feels right. When you play it in 150cc, it feels wrong. Oh, that's why. That's right. I don't like the fucking height you get from that. That feels weird because I just don't. I didn't feel like I really had any control there, and I don't feel like I really. I feel like I was punished just for not completely fucking memorizing that little exchange. It's really hard to pull off in the middle of a fight race. I feel like, I don't know, and I'd rather just take the. Oops, drifted the wrong way. I'd rather just take the mini turbo. Or ultra mini turbo on the inside of that turn. Ice Outpost. I feel like I was distracted during that, and I'm not sure if I really got a ton of data out of that. Fuck. I'll look at the board. I might have to take another lap because I got very preoccupied with talking about random shit in Mega Man 7. Oops. Okay. Well, let's look at the board. I think I could probably rate it. I've played that course enough fucking times. It felt a little worse that time, but I was also doing bad, so I'm not gonna fight that against it. I would rather play Tick-Tock Clock. I'd rather play Ninja Hideaway. It's just very... It's a path through the Arctic. When the scenery around the course itself is cooler than the course, there's a problem. Technically, there are shortcuts which go on that scenery, sure, but they're not the main layout. I guess that course is all about those shortcuts that I don't take, and because I don't really take them very much, I guess that maybe ruins my opinion of that course. I'd rather play Ice Outpost than DK Mountain. I'd rather play it than Sunset Wild, so I think we are looking a little higher. And Mushroom Gorge. Wii Moo Moo Meadows or Ice Outpost? Ice Outpost. Mario Circuit or Ice Outpost? Wii Mario's Gold Mine or Ice Outpost? Very similar in my mind. Water Park or Ice Outpost? I would take Water Park and DS Peach Gardens and Ninja Hideaway. So I definitely think we're in the right range here. I think right around Mario's Gold Mine is correct. Question is whether it's better than Mario Circuit. I think I said yes to that. Did I? Mario Circuit's really repetitive. I think it's better than Mario Circuit. I think Wario's Gold Mine is a better car. Yeah, Wario's Gold Mine is a better car than Ice Outpost. It's real fucking smart. Number 56 for Ice Outpost. That is about where I would have told you it was going to end up anyway. Even in spite of my shitty job of driving it just now, and my average enjoyment. Based on that lap I just had, I'd probably have rated it lower, but I also think that was not really fair to the track. That was me being preoccupied. Ice Outpost, number 56. It's fine. I think the big turnaround section is what really pushed it a lot higher than it otherwise would. It starts off slow, ends pretty well. Speaking of things that end, not this episode yet. Boy, these slices are getting bigger and bigger, huh? Looks like we're going Tour Tokyo Blur. This one's gonna be interesting. I haven't played this in a long time. I say like a year, like it's been a long time. It's probably been a year. No, I played it probably earlier this year. I've definitely played it earlier this year because I played all these DLC courses with friends. So, of all of the Tour City courses that I had played in Tour, I would reward this the most improved. Because I think just the virtue of making the changing laps, I think Tokyo Blur in Mario Kart Tour absolutely fucking sucks. I think the virtue of just changing the laps from lap to lap inherently makes it a little better. But it's also been a while since I've played it in comparison to some of the other cities, so I don't know where it's going to compare. The first lap, not very good. But I think it kind of, this is going to be a weird statement. I think it almost benefits from this first lap kind of not being great, because I think they do a good job. This course is the opposite of the Vancouver Velocity problem. I think they were very smart about the order they tackled these laps, because the course just keeps getting more and more interesting as it goes. And so it makes you go like, this is kind of eh. Oh, the layout's changed. Oh, it's a little more interesting now. Oh, it changed again. Oh, it's a little more interesting again. But it's still very simple. Like, don't get me wrong. This is still not going to rate very high. It's just not... Like, I would argue that Tokyo Blur 1 in Mario Kart Tour is a runner-up for is in the running for one of the worst Mario Kart courses of all time. Which was just that first lap twice, is what that course is. This upper portion is nice-ish. I don't know where this is rating relative to London Loop. That's kind of where I'm thinking ahead. I think when I rated London Loop earlier in my head, I was thinking that London Loop was worse than this, but I think playing this just now, as much shit as London Loop, Jesus Christ, those straightaways are really fucking long, aren't they? Let's go to the board. I'd rather play it than Paris. Would I? Yeah. Where'd I put London Loop? It's better than London. Sorry, in my head I was just comparing Paris to London Loop, and I realized I forgot what the fucking question even was. We're not comparing that right now. So Paris comes up on the screen, Tokyo Blur comes up on the screen. I think I pick Tokyo Blur. Calamari Desert appears on the screen, Tokyo Blur appears on the screen. I think I pick Tokyo Blur. Mario Circuit 3... Wee Mushroom Gorge appears on the screen. I'm picking Wee Mushroom Gorge. So that is the ceiling. I'd take Rainbow Road over it. I'd take Mario Circuit 3 over it. Maybe it is worse than Paris. Which is weird, because when this course was first released, I would have told you in a heartbeat it was better than Paris. I think this one has benefited the least from time. Would I take Calamari Desert? I'd take Mario Circuit 3. I think I already said that. I take Calamari Desert over Tour Tokyo Blur. It seems like it's coming down to Calamari Desert a whole fucking lot, isn't it? I think I'd take Calamari Desert over it. Tokyo Blur or Paris Promenade? Again, I would have said in a heartbeat Tokyo Blur before. But man, it's really fallen in my ratings. I think it's definitely the more cities they've added, the rougher that gets. I almost think I'm leaning towards Paris. Because at least it's a prettier city. Paris going backward on the final lap. That little bit. I think that is what is currently making me consider giving it to Paris instead. Because originally I think that my problem is Tokyo Blur had the novelty of the changing layouts when this first came out, which is why I thought it was so much better than Paris. But now every fucking city does that. And I think its layout has been laid bare, that it's just not there. I think Tours Paris Promenade is a better course. I would rather play... Okay, now we gotta evaluate Donut Plains 3. Because originally I thought... It's better than London Loop because it's mercifully short. They're both very bland city tracks. But London Loop never knows when to quit. It's like it's got more variation in its layout, but between the moments where London Loop is better, you literally don't have to touch the control stick. If you have auto drive on London Loop, you don't have to touch the controller. You can put it down because it'll just start fucking driving forward. I've officially talked about this long enough that my Switch is starting to go to sleep. Okay, I gotta make a decision. Donut Plains 3 is better. Donut Plains 3 is better than Tokyo Blur. I think Tokyo Blur is our new number 69. Nice. Much lower than I thought it was going to be originally, but that time makes fools of us all. And time has made a fool out of Tokyo, I think. These two are very similar in quality, I feel like. Which is to say they aren't very good. Okay. Moving on. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Sorry. OBS was locked up a little bit. Moving on. And I've once again forgotten how many more I have in this episode. Hopefully I wasn't supposed to stop. Although I kind of wish I did, because I don't know where I'm going to rate Toad Harbor. It's going to be tough. I guess 3 more. Okay. Let's talk. Toad Harbor is a course that I feel like grew a lot with me over time. But when Wii U first came out, I actually thought the Flower Cup was the best cup in the game. I thought the deadly combination of Toad Harbor, Twisted Mansion, and Shy Guy Falls was unbeatable. Over time, I've completely changed in that opinion. Not that those are bad courses. It's more Twisted Mansions to really drag it down. Shy Guy Falls has fallen a little bit. It's just gotten replaced by better courses, basically. My gut says I think I like this one the most out of Flower Cup. But I also think it's probably got the problem now that there's so many cities in this game, and it's kind of a city. But it's got good flow. It's got real good flow. I love trying to take that turn back there as tight as I can. Yeah, this one's... Well, I was going to say it's pretty good, and then there's this stretch, which always just feels like nothing's really happening. Maybe this is going to be lower than I thought I was going to go. This is one, yeah, this is one I was a little worried about ranking, because I've always really, really liked this course, but I'm not quite feeling that love right now. It's good. It's very enjoyable. I think my opinion of the Flower Cup... Like, okay, let's talk about it. So one problem I have with this course, it's relatively minor. I feel like the route that I'm taking is pretty optimal. Maybe not at the beginning, maybe at the beginning I should probably take the jump. Sometimes I always take the line that lets me get a mini turbo off, because I feel like that's more satisfying, even when it's not necessarily the correct option. God damn it, I didn't get that one time. So I'm not really sure if that's... I do really like this. I always like when the tram is there and I have to make a decision on whether I can cut the inside. I made the wrong decision there, but it doesn't matter, because it was a fun decision to make. I really need to do this more often. This path, I feel like the right path is like objectively better. I think I take the left path sometimes when my brain is just on autopilot, because I like seeing the purple mini turbos go woo. The anti-gravity portion on the left is completely worthless. I always laugh because when this game first came out, Polygon did an article on all the shortcut guide for this game, which my friends and I always make fun of because it is like the single worst fucking guide anyone has ever written. It lists that building back there as a shortcut, and its explanation is not a lot of people take this route, and so you're more likely to get out of the way of people. It's like, not a lot of people take that route because it's fucking slower. This is a shortcut guide, you goddamn moron. I don't know what the point of this top route is up here, because I feel like it's bad. I feel like it's not... I mean, it does have a boost at the end. Maybe it is faster. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. This is another one of those. Toad Harbor, I think that one has kind of been hurt by there being so many cities in this game, because I would have told you before we started rating these that that was a lot better than Shy Guy Falls. I can tell you right now, I am rating it worse than Shy Guy Falls. So let's go to the board. Shy Guy Falls is better. Tour Madrid Drive is better. I think I like Shroom Bridge more. Do I like Sweet Sweet Canyon more than Toad Harbor? I think I like it more than Los Angeles Laps and Moonview Highway. Okay, let's think about this. It's still pretty fun. It's still pretty fun. My gut says I take it over DK Summit. I think it may have fallen... It's very similar to Sweet Sweet Canyon in my brain. I think Waluigi Stadium is better. I think it's better than Sweet Sweet Canyon. I think it's our new number 26. I guess it didn't fall that much further than Shy Guy Falls in the end. It's still fun. It's just... It feels less unique now if there's so many goddamn races through city. Pet Harbor, new number 26. Which leaves us with 2 more in this episode. So let's get back to the wheel and spin it. I was really hoping it would pick Plant Pipeline. Because, well, I don't want to spoil one. GBA Sky Garden. Alright. We gotta talk Sky Garden. This is gonna sound arrogant. I really don't want to say it. I think I did a better job remaking it than Nintendo did when I remade it for Mario Kart Wii. Because at least mine fucking resembles the layout of Sky Garden. Sky Garden is probably my favorite course in Super Circuit. And they fucked it up. But this isn't the worst course in the game. But they fucked it up. They took a course with a bunch of like variety and turns, and they could have done so much with it. And they basically just turned it into an SNES track. They just made it a fucking C with like hairpin turn. The music they did not fuck up though. The music is outstanding. You barely land on that mushroom. That feels just fucking broken, honestly, half the time. I feel like I've missed that before, actually. Like, through no fault of my own. It's just, they stripped this course bare of any real variety. Like, it used to have, like, a ton of, like, intricacy of, like, swooping back and forth and shit. And, like, in my head, I made my version for Mario Kart Wii. I guess you can see it on my channel if you haven't seen it before. I made it based on, like, this is what I would want it to be in Mario Kart 8, except I would have made the beanstalk portion of mine anti-gravity. And I never dreamed that it would finally be in the game and it would just be... Okay, let me get over that, though. Let me just talk about the course and its actual design. I like the shortcut that goes through the beanstalk back there. I have zero fucking clue what this path is on the right because I feel like it is significantly faster to just do what I just did there. And there's like not much more to talk about because it's just like 3 hairpin turns, each of which are less interesting than the previous one. And then the course ends. It ends with a glider section, which is, in my head, that's what I would have done. Yeah. I think I'm probably going to rate this course a little worse than it deserves just because it's Sky Garden. God damn it. You ruined it. I don't know. I love the music, though. The horns that they added to the, like, the horns they added to the background when the guitar's going, the backing horns during that portion, very good. I love the remix for this. Course itself, though. Let's go to the board. Now, based on everything I just said, I think you're probably going to be a little surprised at where it's going to rate, because I think it's probably a little bit better than my voice made it sound. Because I would still rather take it over Tokyo Blur. Would I rather take it over Donut Plains 3? Maybe it's not going to go much higher than I thought it would. I did not think this was actually going to be the lowest rated GBA track. I thought Sunset Wilds was going to be. But now that I'm looking at this, they really fucked it up, didn't they? A lot of people say it's the worst. I guess I should say, a lot of people say it's like the worst track in the game. I don't think so. I still have fun racing on that. To me, this is like this. To me, like, I don't know. I've had fun races on pretty much everything from SNES Rainbow Road up. The fact that SNES Rainbow Road is sitting so low isn't that much of an indictment to it. It's just because it's simple. These four, it's an indictment that they're at the bottom. Honestly, maybe SNES Rainbow should go up a little bit. But really, this whole fucking range right here is pretty... This range right here is my... Man, maybe going up to like here. Is my... These courses I would probably never willingly pick. But I'm not going to complain if they come up. I'm going to be genuinely disappointed when these four come up. And GBA Sky Garden... I think Mushroom Gorge is a better track. And I think Sunset Wild is a better track. I think Mario Circuit 3 is a better track. I think Calamari Desert is a better track. I think Paris Promenade is a better track. I think it's better than Tokyo Blur. Because at least there's a little bit of height. And I like the music in Tokyo Blur, don't get me wrong, but I really like that music in Sky Garden. Visually, I honestly don't have that much of a problem with Sky Garden. I know it could be better. It's very first wave, but I don't think it's that bad. And yes, some people have said that if it weren't called Sky Garden, people wouldn't have a problem with it. I think I would still have a problem with it, because I think it would still... It's very repetitive. Donut Plains 3 does a better job of varying its turns. I think Donut Plains 3 is a better track. I think this is our new number 70. Honestly, I think it's fallen more than when it was released. Even in I was disappointed when it was released, but I wasn't too upset. I think looking at it retroactively, especially I think as the DLC's gotten better and better, retroactively I feel like it's fallen a little bit on hard times. Not as hard as Tokyo Blur fell, but GBA Sky Garden is our new number 70. I just realized I have not been on Spider Watch since the very beginning of this episode. It looks like I am safe. Let's hope that remains for the final course of this episode. Our 80th course that we've rated. Holy fucking shit. And then everything else in the wheel is definitely coming up in the next episode, so... Oh, this one's gonna be tough. Okay, Tour Berlin Byways. I've been scared of this one. Okay. This one's gonna be tough. Because this is another one where it's gonna be interesting. I've actually played this one probably the most out of any city track, because it just keeps coming up online for me. And when it first came out, I thought it was... Oh, Berlin Byways to me is London Loop and Berlin Byways being in the same wave was so funny, because like to me it was definitely the meme of like London Loop, and then this was the cooler London Loop, because it just does... It's another European city. It's a lot more fun than London Loop though. It's got traffic. Again, I like traffic. The music is really good. I just think it has more variety. Second lap gets a little weird. I think not as bad as Rome Avanti. I think Rome Avanti is probably the biggest offender of the where the fuck am I supposed to go feeling. Whereas this one, like, the road, it's weird because you're like intersecting with yourself, but it still kind of flows. But, I mean, we'll see where this rates. I don't know where it's going to go. Man, I really like the music in this course. Which is funny because I actually didn't in Tour. There's just something about this version that I like a lot more, and I know that's not a popular opinion. A lot of people actually like this a lot less. I really like this section, again, because I love traffic forces. Split road, trying to, yeah, squeeze right through there. That's great. And then this turn is, yeah! Okay, starting to feel Berlin here. Although, this is probably my least favorite section of Berlin. Because you kind of just go through the ugly tunnel of doom with the horribly... This course is a horrible problem with repeating textures. You can just see, like, the road, you can see it repeat everywhere. In that tunnel, you can really see it repeat everywhere. But this course is pretty fun. It's good traffic. That's why traffic shit's good. That exchange right there. I was in the middle of talking, and all of a sudden I had to dodge a car. Fun shout out to this course for officially making the fall of the USSR Mario canon. The inclusion of the Berlin Wall there. Communism officially in the Mario universe. This course is ugly, though. I think this course has always been ugly. Repeating textures, those trees are very ugly. But this is so much better than London Loop. I think it's funny that once again they've both ended up somehow in the same set of tracks just by coincidence, by the way I've been doing these votes. Because once again, that feels so much... Did I start this episode with London Loop, and am I now ending it with fucking the cooler London Loop? That motherfucking London Loop can't catch a break. Obviously you know better than I do. That was not the case. I'm sad. I wish it was, because it would have been hilarious. So, Tour Berlin Byways. I like me some traffic. It's better than Choco Mountain. It's better than Bowser Castle 3. Kind of like it more than Waluigi Pinball. Kind of like it more than Music Park. Kind of like it more than Vancouver Velocity. Vancouver Velocity is more variety, but I don't like the order. And really, I feel like the first lap's so much better than every other lap. And it's got traffic. I think I like it more than Piranha Plant Cove. Might have to work my way down here. I think I like Rosalina's Ice World still more. I think I like Singapore Speedway a little more. Never thought I'd have to rate Ribbon Road and Berlin Byways together. That's tough. Because Ribbon Road is a condensed whole. It's probably better designed. But I think the anti-gravity section holds that course back a lot. I feel like I may have undersold that when I was ranking it, which is probably why maybe people were... Well, I was saying maybe people were confused. I haven't even posted that fucking video. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Twisted Mansion or Berlin Byways? let me tell you, people. Okay, let me compare it to Bangkok Rush, because I feel like this section... We'll throw Sherbet Land in there. There's some good shit in here. Not top tier shit, but some good shit. And they're all very similar, yet very different. I think I like Berlin Byways more than DS Mario Circuit. And by extension, Cloud Top Cruise. Yeah, I like it more than Cloud Top Cruise. And Bangkok Rush. I just said it was better than DS Mario Circuit, right? Yeah. Do I like it more than Twisted Mansion? Graphics fun. I like it more than Twisted Mansion. Graphics are really fun. I think I like it more than Ribbon Road. I think I like Sherbet Land more. Which leaves us with Dolphin Shoals. That's a toss-up. I'm trying to do the thing in my head where I picture the two icons on the screen next to each other and like vote for one. And usually when I do that, my brain starts gravitating towards one, and for the first time ever, my brain is picking them both equally. So I apologize if this is not exciting content here. And I gotta make sure my Wii doesn't, or Switch doesn't fall asleep here. Why am I taking this so fucking seriously? This is just ranking Mario Kart tracks. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks a lot. I bet these episodes have gotten so much worse to watch when I've gotten so much more indecisive because it's just me rambling about how indecisive I am, trying to avoid choosing whether or not to pick Berlin Byways or Dolphin Shoals. That was supposed to be my cue to pick one, and I still haven't. Fuck! Oh, God. Oh, it's so hard. I might have to flip a coin. Nah, traffic's fun. Berlin Byways wins over Dolphin Shoals. That's the end. I'm not going to think about it any harder. 34. Berlin Byways, new number 34. I really was not looking forward to ranking that one because I knew it was going to be like pulling teeth. And it was. It was just as bad as I thought it would be. That one could go a lot higher or a lot lower depending on the day. But what's not going to go any higher or any lower is the number of tracks that we have rated in this episode because we're done. We have got 80 tracks, holy shit, on the board. As I kind of thought when I was eyeing this list, part of my problem with some of these higher ones is I'm like, or some of these, part of my problem with some of these middle ones has honestly in the back of my head been like, they're really only in the middle of the list. It feels like they're a lot better than that. And I mean, I guess they still kind of are, but I realized that there's a lot more room to go at the bottom of the list. Let's go back to the top. Let's see what we've done. Mount Wario is going to remain number 1 for the rest of the series. DS Wario Stadium, still number 2. Wii Koopa Cape still hanging in number 3. I'm sure people are upset about that. Go fuck yourself, I guess. I don't know. Cry about it. 3DS Rainbow Road is 4th. Neo Bowser City is still top 5, but it was given a hell of a run by Squeaky Clean Sprint, which has entered the top 10 in number 6. Super Bell Subway has been knocked down to number 7. Bowser's Castle has been knocked down to number 8. 3DS DK Jungle, hell of a course, number 9. Part of me wants to move Wii Rainbow Road above it right now, but I'm not going to. Again, I said that those two were very similar in quality, which is why if anything, reevaluation is going to happen, it's going to happen at the end. Speaking of which, 3DS DK Jungle, number 9. Wii Rainbow Road still hanging in number 10. Boy, man, that is such an improvement over the fucking Wii version, let me tell you. And I know a lot of people probably would disagree. Way too many fucking courses to list from there. Let's go to the bottom 10. GBA Sky Garden. Really, we've had quite a bit of shakeup right here at the start of the bottom of the 10. GBA Sky Garden in number 71st. Tokyo Blur, number 72. London Loop. Maybe a bit of a surprise at how low it is, but I think that last lap I had on it really reminded me just how little is actually fucking going on in that course. At number 73. But it still has more going on than Rock Mountain, which is at 74. Toad Circuit maybe actually has a more interesting layout than some of the courses I just listed, but that piss grass makes me hate it more. SNES Rainbow Road, I feel bad for it, because honestly, in terms of remakes, it's probably a hell of a lot better than the things I just listed, but also it's still just 3... Oh no. Do I need to reevaluate SNES? Nope, we're not doing that right now. SNES Rainbow Road currently sitting in 76. Go ahead and add an asterisk to that. That's probably something we're going to have to reevaluate when we get to the end of the process here. Then we get to the shit tier, which has not had any updates this episode. GCN Dry Desert, number 77. Really just... I saw somebody say, I can't believe somebody rated that at like number 70 or number 95. In the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, it seems about right. That's boring ass track. It's also boring ass track is Toad's Turnpike at number 78. GCN Baby Park, not a boring track, just super overly simple and very irritating online. Number 79, boring, irritating, and every bad word that I can throw at it except one word, because I'm reserving that for, you know what fucking course is gonna... Spoiler, you know what other course is going to be down here with Sky High Sunday. It's the course that's almost identical to fucking Sky High Sunday. But we've yet to rate it. It's yet to come up on the board, so we'll save that rant for the next episode. Sky High Sundays are number 80. Let's take a look at the cups. Now that we're getting much, much further into this, the Egg Cup, kind of as expected, is at the top. But, spoiler alert, it's got 2 tracks left, correct, I believe? One of which is going to rate very high, one of which is going to rate very low. So we'll see what happens. Could help, could hinder. Who knows? Bell Cup sitting pretty in second. Not necessarily the first I would have thought, but now looking at that cup again, I'd say it's about right. And it's also got another heavy hitter still left in the chamber. It's a little easier now to tell which of these is really going to move. The Star Cup still has one more course left in it. I don't know how much that's going to change. If you had told me at the very beginning of this which cup was going to win, I was probably going to say Egg or Star. That was going to be my bet. But that was also when I thought Mute City was the number 3 best track in the game before I started this process. So now we're really in for a race there. Oh, Star has 2 courses. I'm sorry. Star has 2 courses. That's why I feel like it's slightly low. I forgot about the other one, which is weird because the other one that I was thinking of is actually the one that's better. Feather Cup. I don't even know what the fuck the Feather Cup... These DLC cups are so goddamn random, I have to look at what the Feather Cup is. I guess that one is still missing Daisy Cruiser. Fruit Cup. What the fuck's in the Fruit Cup? Fruit Cup still is half out, so that is your number 5. Not going to go through all of these. The Special Cup is finished. That's actually still tied. I didn't bother trying to figure out how to represent ties. Let's look at the bottom of the cup. The Golden Dash Cup is no longer at the bottom. It has finally gotten a track that is fucking worth a damn rated. Hasn't moved that high, but it's still moved a lot higher. The Shell Cup, which I'm going to be perfectly honest, was probably my bet to be the worst cup out of all of these. Still has a course to go, though, so we'll see. Not that that cup's bad. It's a beginner course cup. And then the Propeller Cup, thank God I still have the game up because I need to fucking remind myself of what these cups even are. Still has one course left. Honestly, I feel bad for that cup because I feel like it'll get a little better for it, I think. I suspect that that will raise, but we'll see. Going back over to the games list, we have Wii U has now taken, I feel like, a pretty goddamn good lead there. 3DS and Wii, we got a barn burner right there, folks. Both in the 34 range. 3DS barely squeaking ahead of Wii right now. I don't remember what 3DS courses are out remaining off the top of my head. Just a quick look at the board here. Are there any? Anyways, let's go down here. Vanilla and Boost are still much closer than I thought they would be. I thought Vanilla was going to run away with it, to be perfectly honest. There's still a chance it does, but there's only one episode left. Folks, my throat is dry because I have recorded this entire episode pretty much in one sitting for the first time out of any of these, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. The next episode may not be the last, because I may have to reevaluate some of these. We'll see. I also may just say fuck it and just leave it as is and not worry about it. Because the further to... the Los Angeles Laps update that I have to give in every single one, the further down this list this goes, the more I realize I probably don't care. maybe it's in the wrong spot, but originally when it was like in the fucking like teens, I was like, oh shit, that's way too high. I severely underestimated how many good courses were going to come in ahead of it. Like, I would say that it's probably a pretty mid-tier course, and it's actually working out to be about a mid-tier course. So actually, maybe I won't reevaluate that. Blue Lake, maybe I gave Blue Lake a not fair shake. We'll take a look at it at the very end. I might have to make a judgment call as to whether that's a new episode or not, but this episode is finally done. I have ranted way too long. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.